The problem with fear is when you don't know you're being motivated by fear. When you make something conscious, you can manage it.
Boom! That's exactly what we're talking about here. As creatives, as artists, we want to make the unconscious conscious. And then we want to be able to shape or to sculpt or work with that baseline fear or love or whatever the emotional or state of being is. But if as long as it's controlling you as opposed to you controlling it, it will never be the same. I have to have a larger perspective so that I can hold the fear and work from that at a higher level.
When something is limbic, that part of your brain that acts automatically with your basic emotions, you're literally processing it in a different part of your brain. That's called metacognition.
So what we're talking about here is the lizard brain. He calls it the limbic brain. You can call it also the lizard brain. And that's the part where it's very animalistic, very cause and effect, just emotional reactions, which is what we want when we're dealing with emotional storytelling. So fear is a very interesting thing because if I allow my fear to take over, then it's running the show and I won't be able to repeat the performance for another take or for another night of performance in the theater. If it's the other way around and I have a metacognition, I have the ability to have the perception to go further and further, then I can work with the fear in a very conscious and creative way. This is the line between being in your power or being on an egoic trip. This is the difference between being in what people call the work as opposed to being hijacked by your own emotional state of being in the moment. And that's why a lot of people, when they go in for auditions, they have this thing of like, oh, I have to break up with my girlfriend or my boyfriend in order to get my emotional life going so I can really get in there and nail it. That's not acting. That's using acting the world for an emotional release. It's not sustainable. It's not something that you can work with on the daily. So let me hear in the comments whether you're running the show or if the state of being is running the show. And if you can identify ones are more challenging for you, just write them in the little comments below and I'll make sure to respond.